Oh, not freaking track.
Everyone that's racing, get on track. Right, who qualified behind me?
Me. I finished. I was in third. You took my second. Then it was Swift.
Small guy, Elliot, superhero, me.
Swift. I have the recording. Give me a minute.
Yeah, please.
GT Sports. Fast forward to qualifying.
Alright, small guy and Paul.
Yep, I've got small guy, me,
Elliot, superhero, Swift, Doug.
Yep.
Kinker Dot.
Yep.
Hair Raiser.
Yep.
JB, which he's not attending. Dude.
Yep.
Then
That's
War
fine, then.
Beast, and then Grandeur 10, but obviously. What happened earlier and only running 8 people, I would reschedule, but I don't really care. Kinker Dot. Anyways, we are back live. Welcome everyone to a delayed TFRL GT3 Championship Round 6 in the Pro Series here at Interlagos. Oh, bloody hell. Jesus Christ. Is everyone ready? Come on!
Yep.
Oh my god, goodness me. Alright, good luck everyone, good luck ball boy, good luck you. Oh no, I'm not meeting you. And good luck you. Alright, anyways, we are starting here. Small guy, Elliot, superhero, Swift. It looks like the lobby is running fine as well. Apologies about the delay. Obviously there's been some sort of kick-off going on. We can only apologise for that. The bad drivers that were in that race have been removed. And now we're restarting with 9 drivers here. 5 red lights are out and it's off and racing, and Small Guy's got a much better start compared to last time. Everyone is fine off the start, which is good to see, and keep it clean off the start or else I'll come and hunt ya. But Doug is diving down the inside there, and Elliot, Swift, sorry. Oh, and Doug's in the wall. Doug is in the wall. Dear me, apart from that, everyone's clean through turn 1, and Small Guy races away by 0.5 of a second out in front. He is willing to prove a point here going into the first 30 seconds of the race. Elliot second, Swift third. Dirty down the inside on Superhero perhaps. Not quite. Superhero. Oh, just losing the back end there. Well, Superhero. Now Hair Raiser is nearly making a 3 wide up the hill. Dirty's he's just getting pushed out of it here. Superhero, he's down the inside. Hair Raiser backs off quite wisely there. As Dirty, though, comes into thingy, and that was somebody running off wide there. Was that AVO Matter running wide? No, I think it might have been Kinker Dot just running over the curb there a little bit. But now the mid-pack battle is underway. Dirty, Superhero trying to get down the inside in the Porsche. He's got it down the inside. Kinker Dot is waiting in behind, ready for a move on Hair Raiser as well. Let's cut back to the front, however, and Small Guy has pulled further clear. He's 8 tenths in front, nearly a second almost, running up the hill, and clearly got the good speed in that BMW. So Small Guy leads with a second advantage from Elliot in second and Swift in third at the minute as we end lap 1. Finally, we end lap 1. Swift and Elliot, though, side by side, and I think that's a switcheroo of the 2 teammates. Swift is through up into second, as Elliot now drops down to third. Dirty maintains the position. I think Hair Raiser and K Dot. Something has happened to Superhero, actually, and he's cut turn 1 there. He's cut turns 1 and 2. Superhero not really having the greatest of fun at the minute. However, this mid-pack battle goes on. Dirty defending as Elliot tries to go down the inside of Swift as the camera cuts away. I'm just going to quickly come out of into spectate mode. There we go, and now I can ride on board with the action as per usual. Love to provide you with different camera angles compared to other commentators, of course, as Hair Raiser just breaks a little later than Kinker Dot. He's just maintaining it nicely. Swift maintaining the back of Elliot as Hair Raiser. I was either a tap there or a pretty big outbreak there from Hair Raiser. Not quite going to plan, and Kinker Dot has got round. He's up into 5th place. Hair Raiser now into 6th, EVR Matter, Superhero and Doug are currently your drivers in order. And now, there's the leader, Small Guy. We cut back on board, and 1.5 seconds the advantage to Swift, who is just beginning to pull away now from his teammate Elliott. McLaren's on top, coming into the team standings, of course, into tonight. 3 minutes gone, and 2 laps gone for Small Guy, Swift and Elliott, and indeed the whole field going very nicely early on. Much, much cleaner compared to last time, as Hairraiser and KK Dot go side by side. In fact, KK Dot's got a 7/10 penalty there, I do believe, in the Porsche. Not great stuff at all. It's a cut through turn 1. KK Dot, I think, is serving his penalty out wide there. And that is cheeky. He lets his teammate through as well, Superhero. Just about getting through. There we go. Superhero, KK Dot, and Doug's right on the back as well. So Doug's really getting some good space in. He dives it down the inside of KK Dot. That is late, but it is clean. Just wants to push them off slightly off track there, but he's okay. Small Guy though has got the pace and he's 2 seconds away from Swift. Elliott in third. The top 3 now just spreading themselves out a little bit. 3 seconds separating the top 3 as it stands. So I just have to reply to a message, an important message that has just came through. There we go, that is the message sent. There we go. So that takes care of that. But Small Guy out in front by 2 seconds, cutting the inside there very nicely. Swift in second. Elliott, I think, has got a penalty. He has. He's got a 2-second penalty. Let's come on board, though, further down the order with a good, interesting battle that's developing for 6th with Superhero, KK Dot, EVR Matter and Doug. KK Dot now at the back of the field after serving his penalties, and in fact he's got another penalty. Doug's gone down the inside of EVR Matter. Nice move. Good to see Matter actually racing. He was, of course, if you have just tuned in to the action, he wasn't here for the first half of the race. However, he was participating in the virtual GP of WTF1 earlier on, and I do believe they did quite well in that, his team. So Matter jumping ship, essentially, from what was, I think, R-Factor at iRacing to GT Sport, a whole different kettle of fish for him. And he just, as you can tell, I think I nearly got a commentator's curse on him there. Just went wide, and now KK Dot's going around the outside of him. Into the thingy. He's coming out on him a little bit, but that's okay. EVR Matter just defending that nicely, but he's gone a bit too deep. KK Dot could have this. He's just taking his time, KK Dot in behind. I think he's just wanting to save his fuel as well. And looking at the fuel, as we see Superhero diving down the inside of Hairraiser, so that's a nice move there. 3 guys in front of Doug have all got penalties, and at this point, of course, last time around we were having a bit of a bicker. No bickering this time. Small Guy out in front from Swift. Let's cut back on board though with the leader. 1.9 seconds, still maintaining that gap nicely. Swift in second, Elliott in third. So the big championship contenders are up there early. We cut on board though. A Mustang battle goes on here. Superhero was vulnerable to a double toll from Doug and Hairraiser. Both of them now going to try and dive it down the inside on Superhero. Superhero gets killed late on the brakes, nearly got caught on the wide outside, but that is beautiful stuff from Superhero. Hairraiser, give them the benefit of the doubt there, was serving up his penalty, and I think Dirty had also served up a bit of his penalty down the straight there as well. As Superhero now is under pressure from Hairraiser, he gets caught down the inside, he's got the car ahead. Superhero gives him room. He's... oh! Never seen that before. Somebody ghosting inside there. Served up his 10th of his penalty. And now Doug's on the outside of him. Let's see as they come into this. Superhero. Is he going to try a double move? He was behind Doug and he's trying to now get Superhero. Hairraiser, sorry. Superhero trying to get Hairraiser. And he's got him. And there might be a swap around of the Mustangs, I expect, here as well, because Doug appears to be all over the back of thingy. And look who's involved in this as well. KK Dot, the Spaniard, the Porsche Super Cup champ, is involved in this as well. Sticking to his Porsche, of course. EVR Matter just dropping off, but he's still in touch. 12.5 seconds separating the top 9. Bit of a outbreak there from KK Dot, but the Spaniard does well to maintain level of the car. Cook back on board out in front though, 1.7 seconds now separating Small Guy and Swift. Gap being maintained relatively easily there. And of course, Small Guy running a much different livery to what we have seen this season. And of course, going forward into GT Sport, we'll be appointing the right person for the job for the future of GT Sport here in TFRL. I will come on to that a little bit later on. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna... Sorry about that. Small Guy 2 seconds down from Swift. Elliott in third, getting very, very wide there. He's another bit more time. Second penalty he has got. He had 2 seconds, I think. Dirty's in fourth, setting a personal best lap here at the minute as we approach the 10-minute mark. Superhero in fifth. Not looking too bad. Doug and Kane get dot. Something's happened to Hair Razor actually. A Small Guy has pitted first. The Small Guy is into the pits early here. Let's watch his pit stop. Here at Interlagos in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Superhero's also in and behind. That's a bit early actually. Could have gone at least another lap. Jerez are in. Another one that could have gone at least another lap, but let's keep on board with the pit stops, because pit stops of course are big on here in TFRL, especially in the Pro Series, as people have known in the past to not serve both compounds of tyres. Small Guy back out on the soft, so he is still yet to set up his thingy. Superhero now about to come out the pits, getting the refueling in the front as we pass the 10-minute mark. Superhero also on the softs, heading back out, and Hair Racer's back out on the softs as well, so no change there between the top three. The three certainly that came into the pits. The Swift lead from Elliott in second. Dirty is now in third. Kane Dot is trying to work his way into contention into fourth. He is gaining. Matters in fifth. Doug has got a penalty of 1.1 seconds there in sixth. And then, of course, Small Guy, Superhero and Harris have just been into the pits. And I'd fully expect a few of these to come in. And I think Swift might be the first one to come in here. I think Elliott has saved up just a little bit more fuel compared to his teammate. So we have a look on board. But Swift, he's going to go on for another lap. And Elliott goes on for another lap as well. So that's quite interesting. Durdude, I think, will pit this lap. Kane Dot might go another lap in behind. Both of them, however, are into the pits. And they were both nice coming into the pits there. So Durdude's in. Matters in. Doug's in. So the mid-pack battle going on there are all into the pits. So let's go on board with the first one that came into the pits, and that was Durdude, who came into the pits first. We fully expect to see some medium compound of tyres being shown up here, as Durdude at the minute is still in the pits. He's about to refuel up quite heavily. Doug's out on the mediums, so he's getting a very short stint out on those mediums. Matter is out on the mediums, Durdude's out on the mediums, and Kane Dot's back out on the softs, and he's back out behind EVR, behind Doug, that is actually, coming out the pits. And they're inside of each other coming out the pits, look at this! They're inside of each other coming out the pits. This is absolutely ridiculous stuff here. Goodness me. Sexual relations going on in Brazil, how dare they? Doug and Kane Dot, 4th and 5th at the minute, as Kane Dot is all over the back of him. Is he going to go for the move? He's on the soft compound tyre, of course. Doug is on the mediums. I've got more messages coming through, I do believe, on mine. I will come on to that in after this race. The front two are in, however. Elliott and Swift are now in. So let's have a look at the leaders. So Elliott's in, Swift's in. Let's go over with Swift. Small Guy is just running up the hill here. One of these could go quite long, one of these could go quite short. It'll be interesting to see how far they go. If I was a betting man, I think Elliot will go pretty short on a stint. And in fact, it's Swift. It's Swift going a little bit short on the fuel, 64 litres of fuel compared to 66 of Elliot. Both of them, however, on the medium, so they've served that up. There is Small Guy, and in fact, he has crashed at turn 1. Small Guy has crashed at turn 1. I don't know what on earth has happened there. I can't explain what has happened there. I didn't see anything. Be interesting to see. He must have got caught on the grass on the outside, surely. Nobody was near him. So Small Guy now is down to 6th place, and this blows the McLarens wide open out in front. They've done a pit stop to perfection. Small Guy's spin has cost him, God, must be 15, nearly 20 seconds, I would think, here. And that could be crucial going into the rest of this race. Everyone has, however, been in for that first pit stop as Doug just gets caught out wide by Superhero, and he's got past Superhero now. Doug trying to go down the inside, serves up a 3-10 penalty, still got to serve up. Superhero, though, just pulled away from him in that Porsche. And in fact, we have got a McLaren 1-2 and a Porsche 3-4 at the minute. So the two main constructors here in the championship are running out the first 2 positions at the minute, or the first 4 positions in terms of drivers. The Small Guy in 6th, Dirt in 7th, Harris in 8th, Matt are running around in 9th. He's been in onto a set of mediums. And really, there's not much going on at this stage. Everyone's just closing up to each other. Kincaid taking it nice and slowly there through turn 1, and the Spaniard. Small Guy, however, has set the fastest lap of the race. That was done on lap 3. So, yeah, and looking at the timings actually on the right-hand side, he lost 15 seconds on that after that spin. So 15 seconds will put him, I think, if my calculations are right, they would have put him about 1.5 seconds out in front at this stage. So that's what has happened there. So with Small Guy spinning, it's now blown the race wide open for either 2 of the thingies. But I think the IOU tactic is going to be employed here into the thingy. Of course, Swift owes Elliot a win, apparently, as was said in a stream earlier on. We do have our first comment, though, coming through. Thank you very much. Small Guy's gone past Doug. Around the outside of essentially the second to last corner there. It's a very nice move. And he's now up to 5th place, but just runs wide a little bit onto the grass. But it's nice stuff indeed. 7-7, very close race after 15 minutes. Nice. Thank you to the 1 subscriber, by the way, that is unsubscribed from this channel. I do appreciate your time in streaming. I do apologise. I do appreciate your unsubscribe, and hopefully we will do better. We will take this into consideration when delivering better content in the future. Let's just brush over that, shall we? Small Guy, I probably think I know who that is, to be honest. But Small Guy and Doug, however, 5th and 6th at the minute. Jerez are dirty. It's all just spread itself out really a little bit, so I'm going to do my best to try and commentate on some of the action for you. It's Doug and Small Guy the closest battle out on track, so 5th and 6th separated by about a second now, and in fact Superhero's just made a bit of a mistake there. A Small Guy just has a snap of oversteer, getting caught on the inside of the corner. Might have a penalty there, I'm not sure. He gets a much better one out, and he is beginning to side his way through the field. He switches now down to the inside on Superhero. It's a little bit of a tap, side on side, front on side contact there from Small Guy to Superhero. He was just trying to go for that move down the inside. He should wait to the straight. Gets caught in the grass there briefly on the rear wheel. Just sent him off into a little bit of a half spin. Doug just sitting pretty in behind as well. That Mustang's got plenty of speed. I think the Beamer is a little bit better in the straight line speed compared to them. That is Kincaid Dot ahead in 3rd. as well. With Superhero, and now Small Guy's going around the outside. Is he going to be very late on the brakes here? He doesn't want to do what he did a couple of laps ago. Superhero, a little bit of contact. I think Superhero was losing the back end there rather than opposed to a little bit of contact. And Small Guy will pick up a penalty, I think, for that. That was all 4 wheels over, and it's a 4/10 penalty as well. And he's now got Doug to deal with, because Doug's on the back of him as well. As, in fact, I may just point out that Small Guy is on the softs, of course. Doug on the mediums, and Superhero's also on the softs. And he's got a 1.5 second penalty that's just been picked up. Going into turn 4, I think that was. All settling down. These two out in front, 2.4 seconds, Swift and Elliott. We cut briefly back on board with the action that is unfolding out on track between these three now, and it's a good battle going on for 4th, 5th and 6th. Superhero leading Small Guy. Doug just losing a little bit of time there, so he's now a second out from Small Guy. As we run into the halfway stage of the race, we're just about to approach halfway actually. We should be expecting around 25, 26 laps for a rough figure regarding laps. I think it was 25 in Pro-Am earlier on. So we are now pretty much at the halfway stage here. Swift and Elliott lead, and I don't think those two will be for catching anytime soon. However, Kate Dot is beginning to bridge that gap, and he is on the soft compound of tyre. The two in front are on the medium, so that is why that gap is coming down. Superhero and Small Guy now beginning to bridge it in as well. Just getting caught a little bit wide there. Doug just cut the corner there, I think. Might be a penalty for him. On chewing that, he's gone wide. Doug goes wide there as we approach the halfway stage. So Doug didn't pick up a penalty there. Perez is just sitting in, but he did pick up a penalty there for running wide. So Doug picks up a 1.2 second penalty, and he's run wide again. He was off the power there, so I'm not sure if that'll be another penalty added, and it is. That is a bit of a shame, because he did feather off the throttle there. So with 20 minutes gone, 20 minutes remaining, Swift leads by 1.9 seconds from Elliott. If you're just tuning in, welcome to GT3 Championship. We're finally getting this race underway. Swift, though, 1.9 seconds in front from Elliott. Kate Dot is bridging that gap. It's now been brought down to 7.2 seconds almost, and that Porsche and those super soft tyres are bringing him into this race slowly but surely. He is beginning to try, and oh, he gets caught on the curb there on the outside. Goodness me. Oh, that could have ended in an absolute tragedy there for Kate Dot. He hasn't lost much time at all. Superhero's in 4th, Small Guy in 5th. Doug, I think, has made a mistake somewhere on track, because that was about 1.2 seconds the last time I looked. He's now that gap is now extended, and in fact I thought Doug was going to come in the pits there. He's running quite low on fuel, so it wouldn't have been a surprise, but I think he's just got to keep going. There's Perez, Dirty and Mata, so everyone again just spreading themselves out a little bit further out on track. Let's watch Kate Dot's progress. Actually, he's now 7 seconds off. He is getting closer, the Spaniard, our Porsche Super Cup champion, of course. He's beginning to reel in the two McLarens. There's Elliott just going through shot. Here's Kate coming up into shot. Just running through shot there. Setting very consistent lap times as well of 1:31s and 1:32s at the minute for Kate Dot. He's got a 3/10 penalty to serve up. But he is, I think, the one to watch in this race. He is hopefully going to go for a late splash and dash within the last 10 minutes of this race, I would think. Or at least within the last 12 minutes of the race. 6.4, the gap is still coming down. Now just widened out to 6.6, so it's just fluctuating a little bit. Doug trying to catch Small Guy here. It's 1.1 seconds. Perez is just a further 2.5 seconds back at the minute. Oh, and Doug losing control out of the car. Good recovery. Good recovery there by Doug. He's just lost a little bit more time compared to that. As we have a look at some of the stuff that is going on in the comments. Hopefully everyone is enjoying the action that have tuned in for this action, and if you've tuned in to see Matta getting lapped, 40.5 seconds. He's about halfway between a rock and a hard post, I think, is the saying for him. But he's doing well. He's still keeping on in there in 9th. Of course, he'll get 2 points here tonight. And of course we would have had more drivers if it wasn't for a knockdown in communication, which of course we do apologise for coming into this race. And we can only apologise for that coming into this race. Of course, Small Guy I think has made a mistake. He's got 1.2 second penalty now, and Doug's all over the back of him in the Mustang. So Small Guy was closing in on Superhero, but now I think is feeling the effects of those tyres. And in fact, look at the tyres compared to Doug. He will be coming in this lap, I think. Small Guy could go further, but if I was him, I'd be pitting in for those mediums now and try and get them overfueled by a bit and then get them to the end quite comfortably. Because he's going to have Doug on the softs behind him. He can just pull out a bit more of a gap, and who knows what can happen here tonight. K&K is still trying to close in on Superhero, and in fact I think 3 of them are in the same shot now. 5.7, real speckled dot there in the background going through turn 1 is Swift. Elliott going through turn 1 there, now K&K runs through turn 1. 5.7 seconds off, he serves a bit more of his penalty. Doug is in, as I predicted, so let's watch his pit stop. He'll be going back onto the softs. Of course, he started on the softs, so he is allowed to go back onto the softs if he so chooses. He could go onto the mediums as well. That is Durdude coming past him on the straight line. I think he should be getting out ahead of Matter, I would think here. Could be quite close. We should get out ahead of Matter with about 15 minutes left, just over. Matter just going through shot there, so I think in fact Matter is going to be ahead of him here. So Doug clearly overfueling to the end of this race. 96 litres of fuel, I think that's more than enough to get to the end of the race. And he is back on a set of mediums, so he doesn't want to over race the super softs at all. But Swift out in front by 2.4 seconds. Gap has just extended a little bit. Elliott might be just struggling around this track, to be honest. But the real danger is the one lurking in behind. 5.5 seconds from the lead is K&K Dot, who runs wide, and I think he might pick up a penalty there. It's a good recovery under the brakes. And he's run wide again. Oh, he's nearly lost control. Oh my god. That was more severe than the mistake he made earlier. And all of that hard work, he was 5.5 seconds off. He's now going to be 6.5 seconds off going into turn 1. So K&K Dot really feeling the effects there of those wearing super softs, especially on the right hand side. As you go through the left hand corners, the right hand side tyres, especially the right front, picks up marbles, degradation. Superhero has pitted, I think that'll be for mediums. He has of course got to pit in for both compounds of tyres. So I'll just have a look on board in the comment section as we've got another new comment coming in. Thank you very much to whoever this is. Let me have a look. I can't see the stream for some reason, which is absolutely fantastic. And in fact, yes, Superhero has gone out on the mediums, and that is Matter coming down the straight. I do believe it is Matter going into turn 1. Superhero's going to be getting out ahead of him by about 3-4 seconds. Is the race quality any better now, James? Oh, it's so much better. It's a lot better compared to what we saw last time. And I think Doug has gone on the wrong compound of tyres here, because he's back in onto a set of softs, I do believe. There's not much happening out on track, and Doug is going for a set of softs. He's pitted, he's a mile behind. Some of the guys in front might have to pit, like Durdude for example, and Hair Razor. They will have to pit of course, so he might not be there for much longer. We still see, I think K&K Dot's actually lost a bit more time compared to the two McLarens ahead, and they're roughly running around the same fuel mixture. All 3 of them just briefly within shot there as they come up the brow of the hill into turn 1. Swift 2.3 seconds ahead of Elliott. So the two McLarens running well. K&K Dot is in 3rd. Small Guy is slowly beginning to get back into this. But of course he will have to pit again, and he will have to pit onto a set of mediums right at the end of this race. Unless he started on the mediums, then I will be lying to every single one of you that is watching us tonight. Hair Razor is in though, so the Mustang compadre of Doug. Hair Razor now into the pits. Superhero Matter, I do believe, are having a battle. Oh no, Superhero, sorry, is ahead of him. So Hair Razor should be going on the mediums here, because he's still got to use up them tyres. And he is, and he's overfueled a bit. But mediums it is for Jerez. And there's Doug, and he's an absolute mile behind. He's even picked up a second penalty somewhere out on track as well. I don't think he cares. If he goes for fastest lap, then so be it. He's got 12 minutes to set the fastest lap. That was a 1:51 out lap there for Doug, as we're going to see a flurry of pit stops, I think. Kenkett's running quite low on his fuel, but he is getting closer here. He has got to run on the mediums, as well as the front two, who I think have got to come in for softs, or they will be coming in for softs. Both McLarens are in, Kenkett in as well. And I wouldn't be surprised, actually, if Small Guy pits here as well. I think the front four will be pitting. Small Guy goes on for another lap. It does appear to me, yeah. Small Guy going on for another lap. Let's ride on board with the two McLarens, see how good their pit stops are. Elliott should be coming out ahead. Will he underfuel? Will he overfuel? I think he's going to get it quite right. Swift is out of a set of softs and has gone 51 litres, so he's going to be out in front by about another 2 seconds. Dirty just came in, by the way, for I think the softs. Small Guy out in front by 20 seconds from the Superhero, but Elliott's going to be coming out, as well as Swift. They're going to be coming out ahead of him. Dirty is in. Kenkett coming out on the medium, so he's going to be ahead of his teammate as well. There is his teammate coming through turn 2 in the background of shot. And there is Kenkett coming out the pits. And he's, in fact, more time ahead than what I said just then. So he's about 6 seconds ahead, in fact, of thingy. But Small Guy 5.5 seconds out in front. He is struggling on those tyres. He has got to pit in onto the mediums. I think he's the only driver actually out on track that is not yet to pit onto a set of opposite tyres. Swift, Elliott. Kenkett misjudged that. I do believe this is thingy. I do believe somebody was out of the pits there. I think it was Durdude coming out of the pits. Or was it Doug? I'm not sure. Or was it Matt? I'm not sure about that at all. But about 10 litres of fuel left and 10 minutes to go, so if anything was to happen here, the results will get taken. Small Guy yet again going for another lap. I think what his job is to probably hold up the McLarens in behind as much as possible, because you can tell the difference down the straight. Swift and Elliott. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they do a switcheroo before the end of this race. I'll say that again in about 5 laps when they do eventually do the switcheroo of the McLarens. It's guaranteed, it's nailed on. Kenkett running in behind. He's 12.3 seconds off the lead, so he's still not totally out of it. He's getting caught wide and running over the marbles there. You can really tell the degradation that's happening on this track, and the track temperature, of course, is probably getting higher as well. There's Superhero in 5th, chasing down his teammate. He is on the medium, same compound and same fuel, relatively speaking. Jerez is 6th, Doug is Dude 7th. The only real battle is this one between Doug and Matter. I know who my money will be on in this little battle. It'll be on the guy I'm on board with, Doug, who is pulling away from Matter in the straight line, going through turn 3, and now running down the quarter-mile straight to turn 4. Of course, if you are expecting Brazil come next week, yes, we have got more action here from Brazil, as the lead battle has really hotted up. Swift, Small Guy. Swift has got past Small Guy, but Small Guy's not going to let this go for sure. And if Swift actually made a mistake, possibly, I'm not sure what has happened there. That gap has certainly closed down compared to normal. Small Guy is overrun himself here, I think, in terms of fuel and tyres. You can tell, getting caught wide there. They run through turn 3 nicely. Elliott in behind. Could be a sense of deja vu. After, of course, Small Guy's teammate getting kicked seemingly out of the race and out of the season, by the looks. But Swift doing a good job out in front. 8 in front from Small Guy, and you can see the effect that is happening on those softs. He's got to pit for the mediums at least to the end. Elliott dives it down the inside. That's a bit rash. That's a bit rash, but it's job done. Small Guy might decide to send it down the inside, and I mean, that is just, well, he's kept that relatively okay though, actually, to be honest. So Elliott now clear of his main rival and enemy, if I have to say so myself in commentary. And Small Guy's lost it. He's lost control of the car. Those tyres have gone. He has lost complete control of the car. He's done a brilliant drift for Saver, but he's doing a Kimi Räikkönen, goodness me. He's going off into the Mexican border, it seems. And Small Guy, I think that's pretty much his race on now, because there's Hair Raiser. If he rejoins on track comfortably, he can try and reclaim some of this, but he gives up. And I think, out of frustration, that is more than anything else. He knew the tyres were going, and I don't know what the rule is actually for 75% race distance and not using your tyres. We did this with Doug and he disconnected, but that was essentially a purposeful disconnect. So I'm not sure what's happened there, but 2.1 seconds though separating the top two. Swift and Elliott, who loses control of the car, and that's just gained even more of an advantage now for Swift. Clearly the best guy on the track. Will the best driver on track be allowed to win this race from his teammate? Let's have a look. As Swift leads by 2.8 seconds. Well, now just going out to 3 seconds now. Elliott in second. Kenke Dot in third, and he is trying to bridge the gap. It's coming down slowly, but not at the rate that he would be closing down at, of course. And after this race, there's nothing after this race. We will literally end the stream as soon as this race is finished. Swift lead 3.1 seconds. Battle at the back, Doug and Matter. In the Mustang, in the thingy. Absolutely deserved, apparently. That's the final curtain call, I think, for Small Guy there. For this week, anyways. Doug and Matter, though. Really bad. Well, yeah, it is really bad to see Doug at the back. It's not really had the greatest race in the world. Dude has suddenly caught on the back, so both Mustangs are now fighting with the GTR and the Lexus. So Hair Raiser and Dude are now fighting in the Mustang and the GTR with 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. I think we've got another 2 or 3 laps. Personal best lap set there by Dude. He's really getting going on those tyres. As I just reply to somebody there. Right, Dude though on the back of Hair Raiser. Doug has defended off Matter for now. Yeah, well. Dude and Hair Raiser low. Hair Raiser's on the inside line, he gets him. Dude was pretty much past. And Hair Raiser now, he's just got to try and defend him for the last 4 minutes of the race. He's got 29% of fuel left, as Dude. Oh dear. Dude now, Hair Raiser, he's got caught wide. Dude, Matter's gone past Doug as well. So Matter's now past Doug. He's up to 7th. German driver doing quite well here, Dude and Hair Raiser, but not really much happening down the front end of the field. In fact, Swift has got even further clear from Elliott there. 3.6 seconds is the current update. As it stands, as we approach the final pretty much 2 laps of the race, I would say. Swift running up the hill, yeah, it'll be another 2 laps easily after this. On board, Hair Raiser Dirty down the inside, he's got him. And I think he might have him for good now. Dirty gets him, Hair Raiser is in 2nd place. And, 2nd place? He's now in 6th place, I should say, not really 2nd place, goodness me. Well annoyed, I called it as soon as the race was restarted. So that is the line from Small Guy there, and I will not voice my opinions on stream about the restart, but we'll just be grateful that this race has actually happened, and we won't be restarting it next week when the mid-season break happens. Or was planned to happen. Dirty and Hairraiser. They're still quite close-knit. Doug and Matter are still quite close to each other. They've been fighting quite comprehensively throughout this whole second half of the race. Matter, though, at the minute, just sitting in behind. He doesn't want to over-race himself into the back of Doug here, as we are on to the second last lap, the penultimate lap. Swift has clearly got this, but will he do the IOU tactic to Elliott? At the minute, I think the best one on the track should win. And that's my personal opinion. But I mean, if they do this, then obviously there'll have to be a team orders rule put into place for the rest of the season, if there isn't already one in place for team orders. About 40 seconds of this lap left, corresponding to the time on the left hand side, set by Small Guy. So he gets the fastest lap at least. He's going to get 2 points out of this race. So I think he's now on 28 points, or 30 points maybe, in the title race. With a minute left, pretty much everyone is going to get onto the final lap here. Yeah, I think everyone is going to get on the final lap. Swift, though, is coming up the hill. He can't misjudge it this time. He's going to have to go on to the final lap, and he is going to have to either play cool and let Elliott past him, or just win it out on track. Now, I think the agreement probably is let him win it out on track. I really hope it is. And I'm sure that's what the viewers want to see, and I'm sure that's what other drivers within the race want to see as well. Don't think a few of them might cross the line here, actually. Kincaid does just cross the line onto the final lap. Superhero will cross onto the final lap. Depends on the others, however. Dirty and Hairraiser. The time is coming down. They're running up the hill now. I think they're just going to get in. But the other two aren't. Matter and Doug, aren't. As we are about to come across the line here to start the final lap with Dude. Hairraiser is going to be first across the line, I think. Yep, 6th place for Hairraiser, so that is now confirmed. Matter and Doug are going to be coming across the line as well, and as soon as we finish off with these, so Matter gets 7th, Doug is in 8th, slows it down quite comprehensively there. So Swift is going to be hopefully crowned the winner here, if it's not an IOU tactic. 7,000 was the gap, of course, in Red Bull Ring. Was it Red Bull Ring? I think it was when this happened. Of course, it wasn't last week because Kincaid ran away with about 25 seconds win. Swift, though, coming up the hill. Is he going to slow the car down, or is the agreement in place to let him win the race? Let's have a look. Running towards the line now. I'm getting prepared to say it. Swift is going to win. The tactics is there. Swift's won here in Brazil. Elliott in 2nd, McLaren 1-2. It's going to be a Porsche 3-4 as well, with Kincaid Dot getting 3rd onto the podium he goes. Superhero is going to be crossing the line in 4th place as well. That race ran really quick from my point of view, goodness me. Superhero crossed the line in 4th, and Dirty lagging up the hill, but he is going to be coming across the line in 5th place. Really helped the McLarens indeed, says Superhero in the background now. I can hear him through somebody's mic. Dirty crossing the line though to finish in 5th place. So that is your action for all over and done with tonight.
So I'm glad we managed to get that done and out of the way after everything happened earlier.
Swiftville wins from Elliott, Kincaid and Superhero, the top 4. And for purposes of behind the scenes, we will end the stream here. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.